What's up, ladies and gentlemen, it's yours truly, Fitz. Hope you're having an awesome day. So I want to provide an update video to the Twilight Cup. Niantic had a lot of moveset additions to the actual PvP metagame, and it did change some things up for the Twilight Cup. Some Pokemon that we knew were pretty good, that are going to be pretty solid in the Twilight Cup, and some Pokemon that really came out of nowhere that got such good moves that actually make them a very good viable option in the Twilight Cup tournament PvP. So let's go ahead and go over those, and I'll also go over some discrepancies too, because I've seen some comments in the Twilight Cup video, and I do try to comment on all of them. So if you have any questions or any suggestions, please comment down below. I will more than likely reply to you. So please do start a discussion in the comment section down below. I will reply. Now, starting off, Clefable with Meteor Mash. I've already been getting like questions and stuff like, hey, why didn't you include Clefable, or what do you think about Clefable? And the fact of the matter is, if we go to Clefable's moves, they're not that great. That's the issue. Now, mind you, Charge Beam here does charge up energy per turn, has pretty fast. You know, it'll charge up your charge moves pretty good, but the thing is, in this cup, Charge Beam is only super effective to Flying Water. Now, that's good against maybe Honchkrow, Crobat, Golbat, I understand that, and Water, maybe Qwilfish. Qwilfish is going to be a threat, but it's not very effective to Ground, Grass, Electric, or Dragon. Okay, so really not much there, right? Now, if we go to the charge moves, this is where the issue arises. So, okay, yeah, Charge Beam's got some pretty good coverage for the tournament, right? Well, Dazzling Gleam is the only other 2-bar charge move other than Meteor Mash that is going to do super effective damage to Dark and Fighting types. So cover all those Dark type Pokemon, or cover like Toxicroak, which is going to be a very big threat. But the thing with Dazzling Gleam is, as many of you guys already know, it takes literally forever to charge up in PvP, making it a terrible move. And then Psychic and Moonblast, 1-bar charge moves as well, take forever to charge up as well. So the only move that Clefable will be really good with is Meteor Mash, because we know it's a very powerful 2-bar charge move that charges up pretty quickly, especially coupled with Charge Beam. But the only thing is that Meteor Mash matchup would only be good against Fairy, with Clefable going against anything else. So I hate to say it, but I don't recommend Clefable, but I did want to go over what it meant for Clefable getting Meteor Mash and if it changed anything in the Twilight Cup. Now, if we go back here, we have Alolan Ninetales with Psyshock. Now, actually, this is huge, and they already stated it. This edition provides more type coverage for Alolan Ninetales, especially in matchups with Poison-type Pokemon. Ding, 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 ding! That should be ringing a bell, because the Poison types are literally the meta for the Twilight Cup. So if we go to Ninetales here, it already has access to Powder Snow. Not only is that going to do Stab, same type attack bonus, it charges up extremely fast. It has one of the highest EPTs available. I think it's 4, it might even be higher than that, but 4 is extremely high, and Powder Snow is definitely a very good quick move because of that. And also, it does super effective damage to Grass and Flying in case you come across a Grass and Poison type, or Flying type like Crobat, Golbat, 2 very good Pokemon, also Honchkrow as well. And really, the only thing that you might see is a Fairy Steel like Mawile, or possibly another Alolan Ninetales, but maybe Qwilfish. But overall, Powder Snow is actually going to be a pretty good move in the Twilight Cup. Then you can run Ice Beam. Now with Ice Beam, obviously a very good 2-bar charge move, charges up fairly quickly, especially coupled with Powder Snow. Again, doing the same damage types that Powder Snow is, Flying, Grass. This is already a good charge move, and then you add Psyshock to this. Let's go ahead and look at Psyshock. Psyshock is actually a really good move. Not very many Pokemon actually have access to this move. So if we look down here, you got Jinx, Mew, Abra, Chimecho, Smoochum, Hypno, Ninetales. They gave it to Ninetales also. Metang, Natu, Mime Jr., Chingling. Like, not very many evolved forms. But the thing is Psyshock is a 3-bar charge move. I don't know if there's... Let's see here. Let's just go to Jinx. It's a 3-bar charge move, and it does charge up extremely fast. And it does some pretty good damage too. 65 damage for a 3-bar charge move, or a quickly charging PvP move. That packs a punch. So the fact that Alolan Ninetales has access to that move is incredible, and actually I do recommend possibly having a Alolan Ninetales on your team to actually counter poison types instead of taking super effective damage from them. Because remember, Powder Snow is superior, Ice Beam, decent coverage on anything else, and then Psyshock charging up extremely fast, dealing massive super effective damage to those poison types. So give Alolan Ninetales a run for its money, give it a try. You know, play with it a little bit, and then let me know what you guys think. But I do believe Alolan Ninetales just got a whole lot better in the Twilight Cup with Psyshock. Now, next thing up is Wigglytuff. I've been asked about Wigglytuff as well. It has Ice Beam. Ice Beam already being a good 2-bar charge move. The problem with Wigglytuff is, for the Twilight Cup this is, for the Twilight Cup is, Pound is a really bad quick move, okay? It's very bad for PvP. Feint Attack is okay. But for the Twilight Cup, it only does super effective to Ghost and Psychic. In Ghost, honestly, there's not much meta for the Ghost types unless they're dual types, like a Dark Ghost for both Spirit Tomb and Sableye. But in this case, not so much, because look, all these 3 Pokemon typings are not very effective with Feint Attack being the quick move. And then Play Rough is a good 2-bar charge move. It charges up kind of quick. It's not super fast, but it is mediocre on average. And then give it Ice Beam. Ice Beam charges up fairly well too, but Feint Attack is not very optimal. Pound definitely is not. Running Play Rough and Ice Beam, I don't see it. It could be a very good Pokemon to use in the Ultra League if you're just doing regular PvP battles, but for the actual Twilight Cup, I do not see Wigglytuff being a very good option. Now, if we go down here a little bit farther, we got Muck with Thunder Punch. Now, this is huge. Just look what they say. Thunder Punch may allow Muck to apply more early Protect, Shield, Pressure, and counter Water-type Pokemon that currently dominate the Great League, like Azumarill. Bingo! Man, Niantic's hitting the nail on the head here. Now, here's the moves that Muck currently has. Infestation charges up extremely fast. It has a very good EPT. Poison Jab does too. Not as high, but very close. Now the thing is Poison Jab is probably going to be the better move because it does super effective damage at Fairy types, which your Muck should be countering if you come into the situation. That's what you should use your Muck for. Alolan Muck for that matter too. And Grass types, that's a plus. Now Ghost, I already said that's really not much of a meta. You could come across it. And Poison, well, that's okay, because if you come across another Poison type Pokemon, chances are they're running either Infestation or Poison Jab or something that's not really going to do that much damage to you as well. But if they have a Poison move, it just doesn't matter. It's not really going to do much, because Infestation here doesn't do much to Poison. Anyway, you guys see what I'm saying. But it has access to Thunder Punch now that does super effective damage to Crobat, to Golbat, to Quillfish, to Honchkrow, and it's just, that's superior coverage right there. And it's a 3-bar move, extremely fast charging, and then you can couple it with Dark Pulse to get maybe some extra coverage there, or really high neutral damage, because you gotta remember, this does 80 damage, so that's really high neutral damage, which can be very important as well. You don't always have to be doing super effective damage, that's just optimal, but doing very high regular damage is definitely worth doing. Now, let's go ahead and go down a little bit farther here, see if we can see anything here for the Twilight Cup. Not seeing. Okay, Roserade. Grass Knot is not a good PvP move. It's not. So, there you go. Okay, now Honchkrow with Sky Attack. Should have saw this coming. It's a 2-bar charge move. I don't know why it's not on the DB yet, but it's a 2-bar charge move that charges up fairly quickly. If anyone's ever used Lugia with Dragotola Extrasensory and coupled it with Sky Attack, you guys know in the Master League that that's a very deadly combination. Sky Attack is a very quick charging 2-bar charge move that deals heavy damage, and Honchkrow already runs Snarl, which is a very, very high EPT, so it's going to gain a lot of energy. It's better than Peck, even though Peck can do super effective damage to Bug like Venomoth, fighting like Toxicroak, and Grass. Thing is, Peck isn't going to build that energy as fast. There's a common misconception, the fact that just because your fast move isn't doing that much damage means you shouldn't use it. That's not entirely the case. In Snarl's case, just because you're not doing super effective damage, your EPT, your energy gained, is more important in this case. Because if you're able to fire off 2 Sky Attacks before your opponent can fire off their 2 charge moves, they're either A, going to use all their shields, or B, going to be dead because they are not going to use shields, and they're going to take those heavy hitting Sky Attack moves. So Sky Attack on Honchkrow makes it even more deadlier. I'd run Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Sky Attack. Now, one last thing I want to cover before we end the video is Drapion with Bite. This is good for like Ultra League or maybe even Great League, but not for the tournament. Drapion already has access to Poison Jab and Infestation, I do believe. Let's go ahead and double check on that. But Drapion has some good moves, quick moves as is. So the fact that it got Bite really doesn't change much. There's Drapion right here. Do believe it is Poison Jab. Yeah, a Poison Sting. Actually, it's still not a bad charge move either. I would stick with Infestation for this particular typing because it's, unlike Muck was only Poison, Drapion is Dark and Poison. So I would run Infestation with Aqua Tail and Crunch. Aqua Tail definitely having some good coverage against just regular DPS. It's a very quickly charging charge move. So Infestation, Aqua Tail, Crunch for your Drapion. You could run Poison Sting, that's entirely up to you. If you run Poison Sting, you're kind of running a fairy counter instead of going with Infestation. You could also supplement Crunch with Sludge Bomb if you want to still have that fairy counter. Go Infestation, Sludge Bomb, Aqua Tail. Depends on how you want to run your Drapion, but I do not recommend Bite as a quick move. So there you guys have it. There's an update with what Niantic has given us and an update to the Twilight Cup. There are some more viable options now. Definitely with Muck with Thunder Punch. Honchkrow is ridiculous. And then Alolan Ninetales. I definitely did not see this coming. So definitely try those out. Again, let me know if there's any other Pokemon that you guys think definitely are deemable in the Twilight Cup. I can't cover them all or the video would be extremely long. But definitely show your comments in the comment section down below. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Be a part of the Fitz City fam. That's it with your boy Fitz City. I'm signing off. See you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.